Okay, here we go. I'm Underbelly. Welcome everyone. Sfog, Zenth, Exit, Zerone. Welcome. Okay, so first off, thank you for everybody who boosted the server this week. Really appreciate that. Shout out to everyone who boosted. Let's scroll up here. Rubber C, thank you for the boost. Thank me for the boost. Matcha for the boost. Voiceless, Farcode, Pixelwax, Mass Data, Ribbit. Jesus Christ, you guys are all so generous for boosting the server, and thankfully this has given us all some pretty sweet benefits, as outlined here. We have higher quality voice chat, cool server banner, 50 megabyte file size limit so people can actually upload high quality MP3s and WAV files directly to the Discord. So, really awesome. Makes the community a better place. Thank you all for boosting. I really appreciate it. It's amazing. Really can't thank you guys enough. So, that's fucking awesome. Alright, let's go ahead and now, for our featured presentation, roast some shit. Alright, starting with Smooth, aka Blind Cinema. Let's check out mp3.mp3, very creative title. And also welcome everybody here. Zeus, Giant, whatever. Okay, let's do it.
You have for takeaway, yeah. 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 Hey, where do you think you're going? It's so late. What's wrong? I said I can't stay. Do I have to give a reason? It's just me, it's what I want. So why do we get here? 3 weeks now we've been so caught up. Better if we do this on our own. Before I love you, gonna leave you, before I'm someone you leave behind, I'll break your heart so you don't break mine. Before I love you, gonna leave you, even if I'm not here to stay, I still want your heart. You have for takeaway, yeah.
Hey, thank you, Luca. I appreciate that.
You have for takeaway, you have for takeaway, Fate. Is that what came between us, or did we do this all? So how did we get here? I'm asking myself why I'm so caught up. Better if we do this on our own. Before I love you, gonna leave you, before I'm someone you leave behind, I'll break your heart so you don't break mine. Before I love you, gonna leave you, even if I'm not here to stay, I still want your heart. You have for takeaway,
Hogan.
before I love you, I'm gonna leave you, before I'm someone you leave behind, I'll break your heart so you don't break mine. Before I love you, I'm gonna leave you, even if I'm not here to stay, I still want your heart.
Sick, dude. I'm gonna go shop at Converse with that playing in the background. That's really good stuff. Okay, what is it? Pop EDM, pretty obviously, Chainsmokers, Maddie on, pop EDM, modern Hollywood, reporter inspired stuff. Okay, what's working? Pretty much everything. What's not working? With this genre, we sort of expect the mix to be absolutely perfect, and I'm not quite sure that it is there yet. I mean, it's really, really close. It sounds very professional, don't get me wrong, but I think the kick might be a little bit too loud, maybe not enough low end. I think you could do more with the drums slightly, maybe just like have just an open hi-hat on the upbeats, perhaps, in some of your drops, maybe the second half. That's a way to make it distinct. But all your synths, chops, the vocals, everything sounds really professional. I would just stack this up against a couple reference tracks. I'm sure you could find a million tracks sounding like this on Spotify, and mash the loudness and just really make sure that your mix is stacking up, that it's on the same level of perfect, polished perfection that everybody else in the genre is doing. But dude, yeah, you could sell some shoes with that. I could picture that on a Nike commercial. Okay, I'm going to give you a big yes. I'm very excited for its sequel, as somebody said. Wave. Yeah, Doug, that was a very good joke. Okay, all right. So, yeah, dude, that's some Forever 21 stuff. Yeah, I could see Forever 21 having this. Dude, this is very marketable, very singable. You will be the only musician here who actually makes any money, so that's really good. Okay, let's keep going. Ignore the attached file. Here we have Shub with Spooky Town. Okay, Halloween has passed, but we'll see what we can do. All right, so let's take a listen with Spooky Town. Let's gonna skip the first 20 seconds for me. How dare you? This is very spooky. Getting spooked right now. Holy shit. Oh
Boo.
gosh. Ew. Spooky. Jeez. Hubba, hubba. Hubba. Shit, I need the glasses for this. Ah, here we go. Ah, fuck! Get back to it.
Are you scared?
Okay, so that was Shub with Spooky Town. Wow. Okay, what is it? Jeez. Sounds like some spooky EDM. Looks like we've been on an EDM hype so far in this stream. But yeah, very much Tomorrowland, but Halloween style. So pretty clear what it's trying to be, seemingly. What's working? Well, I think the mix is pretty clean, and for the most part, most of the sound selection is quite appropriate for the genre, and I think the arrangement is appropriate as well. Very standard EDM arrangement: build, drop, breakdown, build, drop, breakdown, outro. So that's all good. But the main thing, as far as what's not working, people are already talking about it in the comments, is that creepy bell sound that seems to come in right around. Yeah. We have the chords, and then right around here we got the bell. Here it comes. That. Yeah. Super out of key. Whew. So, I mean, I guess it accomplishes the goal. It's spooky for sure, but it sounds spooky in a, kind of actually scary kind of way. Kind of like actually scary enough for me to not want to listen to this kind of way. So we really want to make sure that that bell sample melody is in the same key of your chords and the rest of the song, which it is not at the moment. So I think you could make it sound spooky, but also in key and kind of harmonically, quote unquote, correct. And I think that's really the main issue here. Now, there's a couple other things that, it may be more of just a taste thing. So, for example,
Ew.
I'm not really sure if you need a girl saying ew at your drop. I think your drop is pretty good for the most part. Same thing with the bell melody in here. It's the exact same issue. Building. Yeah, I don't really know if you necessarily needed that growl there. It kind of just came out of nowhere. Didn't really fit the aesthetic of what you got going on in the rest of the track. So really, just fix the bell thing, and I think it'll be a really solid EDM banger. I'll probably shop at Tomorrowland Target with this. So really good stuff. So nice big yes for you, Shub. Let's keep going. Okay, Let Me Sleep Until I Die. Wow. Jesus Christ. We are on a dark tip today, guys. Okay. Okay, sorry. Before I move on, she says boo. I'm sorry. I misheard the woman. Maybe this is, maybe I'm projecting here. I guess more women. Anyways, boo. My bad. In that case, appropriate. Let's keep going. Sick. Cool, so that was Elekid with Let Me Sleep Until I Die. Whoop whoop. Alright. So, what is it? Honestly, it sounded a lot more positive than I was expecting it to be. Judging from the title, I was expecting some, lo-fi death step or something. But what is it? I think it's actually somewhat inspirational sounding. It's like let me sleep, but when I wake up, I might actually, make my bed, make myself a nice breakfast, and maybe go back to sleep. But there's hope there, basically. So what is it? It's kind of a inspirational, instrumental, kind of perhaps no, I wouldn't really say lo-fi. I mean, it kind of also reminded me of a little bit of Flume, to be honest. Hail Flurm, just because you have these super saws that are sort of being modulated with the LFO there. So it's almost sort of got like a future bassy aspect to it. So it's kind of in the intersection. I'm not really quite sure where to place it genre-wise, but emotionally, it's a little bit more positive than your title suggests. I think you're being a little dramatic here. What's working? So I really like the synths. The mix is solid. Your drums are programmed quite nicely. All the instrumentation is quite good. The mix is very clean once again. What's not working? Really, only this one part. That. Your melody is a little dissonant there. The one that you introduced, just not quite matching with the chords underneath. It sounds good. For there it sounded good. That da 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 da. It was a little too dissonant for me, but it's really just a minor tweak. I think for the most part, the melody and the sound works quite well. I'm not really quite sure about the arrangement or what it's trying to be because less than 2 minutes. That's sort of something we would get from like say lo-fi hip hop or something like that. And this could easily be some, a kind of more fully fleshed out track, I think. You could take it the future bass route and have a distinct, drop or so. But I think it works here and, certainly doesn't get too boring in less than 2 minutes. So awesome. I'm going to give you a big old yes, and I'm going to give you a nice cat for encouragement because, I think you should really, sleeping is good for you. Please do that. But I think you have some potential here, Ella Kid. So, just try to look on the positive side. I'm here for you. All right. Okay, I'll turn up my voice. Josh, thank you, Brink. I'll turn up my voice real quick. Check. Let me do this. Advanced audio properties. Let's turn this up to, like, say, 150. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Oh, I'm starting to clip. Great. Okay, so let's take it back. Some questions here. Josh, you've seen You Suck at Photoshop, right? An inspiration? Yes, actually, You Suck at Photoshop was what inspired me to start You Suck at Producing. I basically wanted to do the producing version of that. So, yeah. You got it, Josh. All right. Yeah, Let Me Sleep could be a better title. Yeah, I agree with you, Carl. PogChamp says, out of context quote over inspirational image step. Perhaps that's the genre, right? Okay, let's keep going. Swim 34 with Fire. Fire, bro. All right, let's take a listen. Gee, since I'll stop it real quick since you donated. First off, thank you so much for the donation, but here's the sitch. To get tracks in on the live stream, guys, I'm selecting it from a place called UB Roast Zone. This is something only I can see. And the way tracks appear in the UB Roast Zone is that they are first posted in Roast Before Post, once again after you have roasted, that is, given feedback for somebody else, and your track has seen enough of these little roast me emojis. For example, this one. Say you get 3 or 4, a moderator will comb through the Roast Before Post and see which tracks have the highest number of roast me's. Therefore, it ends up on the UB Roast Zone. So basically, just be active in the community, roast other people's tracks, give feedback, give thoughtful feedback, and you should be good. Don't do this shit where you're just DMing me the tracks. I will never look at those. So just keep that in mind. Anyways, let's take a listen. Everyone can see this channel? Oh, I'm sorry, Brink. I was wrong. But yeah, I think everyone can see it, but not people can't post in directly in it. Gotcha. Never mind.
Fires burning all around, ashes falling to the ground. Someone save me, set me free. The smoke, it settles on my skin. Don't play with fire.
Butthole cookies, I am balding. That's where it's going. It's going kind of like up in flames, kind of like what you're seeing in this picture here. So, there's your answer.
You're burning down. You're burning. You're burning down. You're burning. You're burning down. You're burning. You're burning down. Help me, please.
Oh boy. Wickety wowzers, that was Swim 34 with Fire. Okay, so what is it? Dubstep, pretty obvious. What's working? I think the vocals are working. I think for the most part, the sound design that you're doing in your drops is appropriate for the genre. You know, I knew it would only be a matter of time since we roasted some death step, so glad that we got to that. So, you know, good wub-wubs, good womps. I think it's, you know, all quite appropriate. And I think overall the structure, the arrangement is really conventional for dubstep and, you know, about what we'd expect. So that's all good. What's not working? I think you could do more to signal to the listener that crazy ass death step drop is coming. So for example, if we listen to this build up here. So one big thing I'm noticing is just the volume discrepancy between your drop and your verse and build up and intro section. So your drop just feels way louder. You know, it's good that it feels a little bit louder. Obviously, we wouldn't want it to feel quieter. After all, that is main peak death step right there. But for example, your drums get a lot louder in your drop, and I don't think making the drums in the verse sections quieter is necessarily a good thing. I think it feels a little awkward and too faint in your verse sections to have those drums, the kick and snare, be this quiet. And I think you could do a little bit more in terms of building energy prior to this drop. So, for example, it could just be a matter of, a fatter riser, maybe previewing some more of the kind of death step sounds that you're using in your drops a little bit earlier, just to make sure that you're bridging the gap a little bit more effectively. That's just kind of the one thing I noticed. It's just kind of a big discrepancy between the two. Cool. High pass that shit before it drops. Exit K, that's a really good tip, just to sort of make that drop a little bit more impactful. Keep going if you want. Let's see here. Right. To be honest, I'm not huge on this genre, so I can't really speak too much about, the intricacies of the particular wubs, but I think you do a decent job. It's just a matter of making sure that, the mix and the drums specifically are more even throughout, and also making sure that it's not too jarring when we're going from death step to breakdown and verse, etc. So just give you a nice little yes, and good sausage, because it's quite fat. So let's keep going. Here we have Levagne with Turquoise. All right, let's take a listen. Oh, lo-fi, here we go. Some great comments going on right now, guys. Yeah, that kick is a bit much, I agree. Beat type, beat. Oh gosh. Okay, got a little breakdown going here. Let's see where this takes us. Thank you, Richard. Say hi to your nephew for me. So, shit, man, I like the second section here. I like how dark you've taken it. Kick is still punching through too much like my mom knocking on my door. Okay, here we go. Alright, so I'm going to skip your outro there. That was Turquoise with Love Again. Alright, what is it? Lo-fi meets LA beat scene weirdness towards the end. What's working? I think the sample in the beginning is working, and I really like how you've kind of made this into two different ideas. So I really like the section at the end. I love how dark it feels and just sort of kind of flips the track on its head. That was really well done. What's not working could be working better. I think the drums are too off kilter, and I think the kick is too loud, and I think they could use a little bit more variety. So, like, for example, you could have some open hi-hats, some tambourines, some sampled drums, fills, etc. I think the arrangement is way too long. I think you could accomplish the same thing in like 2 minutes. Especially this first section drags along for quite some time. I think you could make the second section more distinct by making the drums a little bit more different, higher energy, having a shaker, maybe an extra lead. Maybe you could bring in another kind of fucked up vocal sample at the end there as well. That could be pretty sick. So I like the, I like the, the wanting to push lo-fi past being a 8-bar loop repeated for 2 minutes and having this B section, but I think you accomplish the exact same thing in 2 minutes, and it would be excellent. And also, see if you can make your drums a little less drunk. Right now, it sounds like we've had 3 shots of vodka plus 2 Xannies. Maybe we could take it down to 1 shot, maybe half a bar Xannies. We want that off-kilterness. It's important. It's kind of unique to the genre, but I think you could tone it down just a little bit. All right, so let's give it a nice big yes. Let's keep going. Okay, so we got Anti-Sun. Really dope cover art. Fucking sick. Let's see here. Any thoughts in the comments about this track? Replace kick with salt shaker. Not a bad idea. Cool little acoustic guitar roof with a bunch of slides would be good. That's not a bad idea. Wonky drums. Needs more wonk. Feel the second half is too different, perhaps. Mom knocking in the door mid-heavy fab sesh. Totally, absolutely. Anyways, all right, let's keep going. So, Anti-Sun with Journey to Infinity. Jesus Christ. This is fucking sick. Wow. Whoa, ho, ho. Wolfini, you are right. It isn't 6'4". Right? Jesus Christ. Wow. That was insane. This is like some shit, man. Wow. I'm very impressed, Anti-Sun. Okay, so what is it? I mean, I don't even know. I'm thinking 8-bit degent step, 8-bit progressive metal, 8-bit Castlevania meets Meshuggah. I don't even fucking know, but it's crazy. What's working? I mean, it's super intricate and dense and chaotic and like dark and sinister and like baroque almost in its intricacies. It's crazy the amount of stuff going on, and for the most part, it all works really, really well. What's not working? I don't really know if anything's not working. I think what you're going for here, what you were going for is like progressive 8-bit death step metal meets Castlevania, I think you accomplished that greatly. You know, some would say that this is way too much at once, and they would be absolutely right. But I think that's sort of what you're going for here. So I can't say anything's not working there. I think it's all really, really good. Maybe I'm not the biggest chiptune 8-bit expert, but to my untrained ears, you killed it, man. All right, I'm going to give you a big old yes and a nice big heart because, geez, that was really well done. That was some strong Metroid jazz rock, as Jason Trebolo puts it. Thank you, Jason, for supporting me on Patreon. Really appreciate that. But shit, Anti-Sun, that was fucking crazy. All right, let's move on to Fox Sound's track.
Pig from answer in the outlet. How you been on this shit, huh? Powered up, out for the assist, don't panic when it get cold. We go at it, ho. You want the real smoke family, 10 toes, no, you want your shit already. Big stone granite in your fist ball. Standing on the strip, don't panic when the pig calls. Scramble, get the big talk. Tally up the wins though. Don't think he said he pro-violence, but it's gonna be your problem if you did though. I lived out the way, hey. Palace when the crib stayed. Silent when the pigs came. Browsing in this shit. Bang like 2 malice, 2 callous for your bitch taste. Remember when they hammer grand at me on a drip drink? How much of that gin straight? Could've filled a fish tank. But don't be hit myself, say he got me off the strength. That's damn! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Magic side is it, dying in your limb, your heart and then your limbs break. It's catching when I slip, bro. Stopping like a hip, bro. I told you, these niggas passing like the sick, don't be passing. Niggas know we keep the gas inside the split roll. The wind get the ashes in the end, bro. You been ticket passing your credential. Bad apple dating clashing with my kinfolk. Badass, it did damage to my mental. Show you how they took some passengers to get grown. They been called the savage from the get-go.
Sick. Okay, that was Rhett Lee with Henry. Okay, what is it? Seems like it's a Earl Sweatshirt remix. Kind of off-kilter, boom bap influenced, organy, bluesy hip hop. What's working? I think for the most part the beat's really well done. I love the organ. Drums are good. Nice bounce to it. What's not working? It's kind of strange that Earl's vocals get louder and quieter in seemingly random places. I think overall they're pretty far back in the mix and you could really push them up. Maybe this is just the low quality acapella or something. But speaking of which, you guys can actually make your own acapellas thanks to machine learning technology. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but recently the guys who made Deezer put out, let's see, machine learning Deezer. What's it called? Yeah, fast and free music separation with Deezer's machine learning algorithm. It's called Splitter. So you can now run any track through this algorithm, and it will analyze it and take out the vocals or the bass or the drums and just have it be on its own using AI. It's fucking crazy. I haven't actually tried it myself, but it's open source, so anybody can try it. And honestly, this could be kind of a game changer in the future of music. So really, really crazy. Really crazy. Highly recommend you guys check it out. So, wow. Alrighty. Back to the track. Good stuff. I just think the vocal could be more loud and even throughout. Alrighty. So, all hail our robot overlords. I'm going to give you a big old yes. And let's move on to Bjorn. Alright. Let's take a listen. Bjorn's building the suspense here. Give it to us, Bjorn. Here we go. guitar is great. Alrighty, so that was Red Skies by Bjorn. What is it? What would you guys say? We got Kraftwerk, people saying lo-fi house, people saying maybe some taiko influence, people saying disco, synthwave, somewhere in that area. Home was it? People were mentioning Home. Maybe a little bit of Daft Punk. Anyways, kind of this kind of chill, instrumental, housey, synthy, chill, whatever. Okay, what's working? I think the sounds are really working. The instrumentation, the guitar, the synths, all that was beautifully done. Yeah, and I think, just the soundscapes that you create. And musically, I think composition-wise, the chords you choose, the melodies you play, all that's really beautiful. What's not working? What could be working better? I was getting a lot of blue balls, to be completely honest. They were, as Pixel Wax was saying, filling with blue in this particular section. Very long build. You're building the tension. You're building it. And, let's get the payoff. Let's get the payoff, Bjorn. Make it worth my while here. Here we go. Yeah, it's not enough. We need a little bit more there. So it's just kind of a letdown there. I think what you need to do is add more musical information to that moment. So maybe an open hi-hat so you can make the drums go like instead of just you could add the guitars there. The guitars sound amazing. You could do a fire guitar solo, as somebody suggested. You could do a synth solo. You just really need to make that section pop because as it stands now, it doesn't justify the length of the build-up or the song in general. The song feels a little long. The next thing would be the mixing. It's kind of a little unclear in terms of how modern we are wanting the mix to be because this does have sort of a retro influence. If it is trying to be sort of modern in its mixing style, it's a little lacking. I think, just more brightness in some of the drum elements. Maybe your synth sounds could be a little fatter, wider, perhaps. A little bit of hyperdimension there on your bass. But I think the mixing is less important than the issue I described earlier, which is you need to make it worth our while when we get that fat drop so that we are relieved of all our collective blue balls there. So, let's keep it red skies. Let's not make it blue balls. So thank you, Bjorn. Really great start. See if you can add some more musical information to drop there at that moment. Cool. Could be vocals. Maybe vocal chops or samples. See what other people are saying. Sax solo. PogChamp says have the sax solo. More beef and OTT. Some people. Everybody's missing a chance to say Bjorn balls. Carl, thank you for that. You heard another counterpoint. Michael said, make the build shorter. Crawling Root says. Simiu Productions. Simeu. Yeah, okay. Tropical Mozart. Okay. No wub, so it's going to be a no from me, dog. Well, thank you for that, Gunther. Very supportive. Okay, let's move on to Simiu with Quetzalcoatl. I guess that's like Mayan or Aztec something? I don't remember. Let's take a listen. Okay. Oh yeah. Wowzers. Okay, so we got Quetzalcoatl with Simu. Thank you. All right, what is it? Sounds like some jangly jingle jangle guitar rock garage lo-fi. Not lo-fi in the hip hop sense, lo-fi in like the garage lo-fi rock sense. Um, cool. Always welcome to have actual real instrument playing in the Discord. That's very very good, very very good. Okay, so what's working? I like the live feel. I like the live instrumentation. I like the sort of jamminess of it. It feels informal and human in this sense. I think the instrumentation for the most part works. Um, what's not working? I mean, you could probably tell from the chat, Simio, people are giving you shit for your little snare sound, which unfortunately sounds more like a tom. Seems like somebody detached the actual snares from the bottom of the drum, so essentially just de facto became a tom. And as a result, it sounds a little flat. I think you need to either re-record that or layer it with the snare sample or something. Probably just re-record it, honestly. Because yeah, it just sounds like a tom. People have also mentioned the guitar sounded a little out of place. I think timing wise, it was kind of all over the place. Maybe it was a little detuned. I didn't actually quite hear that, but from a mixing perspective, it's just kind of on its own. It's panned to the right. It's very dry. There's no real effects on it, no reverb, nothing like that, and it's quite loud in the mix. So tucking that away a little bit, maybe just turning it down, adding some reverb to push it back. I think all these things could work, and maybe also re-recording that as well to make the timing on point. I think the main thing, though, that the track needs is vocals. I just find myself a little bored after 4 minutes because there's nothing really kind of holding the locus of our attention. So maybe like either a guitar solo that's going throughout or something like that. But your background vocals are nice. I think you just need an actual vocalist for this. That I think is what would turn this into a jam, from a jam into a track. Okay, some people in the comments. Let's see here. Crawling Roops. If you jam with folks, you will understand. Jamming is cool. Really good PogChamp says, really good composition. Just needs the live parts to be played a little bit more tight. Volume balance of instrumentation to be a little bit better. Let's see here. Jaguar noises, that could work. Real instruments, jingle jangle. Let's see where else there. Need some chops or ear candy, says Exit K. I think just a vocalist, honestly. But good jam. Good jam, people are saying. All right, we're going to do one last one. This is going to be the final one today. But here we go. See Last Row. Let's take a listen.
yeah, I know what I'm worth. Don't try to dissuade me. When I want it, yeah. When I want it, yeah. Flaws gonna send her a wandering aside. Men do a lot to save at their own price. Won't admit to favors they let slide. Life full of ice, let your guide as a guide. Much I mentioned I ever lied. Faders and papers where I could find. Sound is forever, presence is not. So get it for the drive, you forget when I'm gone. Ain't non-profit, get it when I want it. Went from the back of the bus, jotting sonnets. 7 back to back, busting cups for the wallet. Now I'm up front, burning rubber toast the summit. Take my shot, what I shine like a comet. Leave streaks in the sky, tea leaves never lie. Glitter from the gutter, better life if I own it. I think I'll get lost in the moment. Think I'm in a west side slum. Told her turn around and show my best side, They don't want inventive, just my chest pipes, Cause I'd rather simulate with my next life. Where's your pride? You pick 'em right. Off the block, not a thought till you find an alibi, a true come right. With glassy minerals, keep it your peripherals. Inside, stay still, alive. Brace for tide, like mine. Hoping for the life in a minute. Feeling like I'm stuck in middle. I just wanna glisten and shimmer. Anybody lost in a moment? Gotcha, trying to face another. How you finna win at a game you ain't hunting? You don't give a fuck about us. How you gonna violate trust? Crossing that we're down on a lot. Fiddle when I roll my way. Don't wrestle with your own ballet. The usual investments late. When I want.
Swaggeroonies. Okay, so that was Glitter Gloss with See Last Row. What is it? It's kind of hard to tell. Sort of at the intersection between a couple things. It seems like Clams Casino-esque inspired hip-hoppy dark production plus the vocal delivery somewhere between rapping and singing, somewhere between Billie Eilish and Owl City. At least that's what I'm getting there. Maybe a little bit of Young Lean in there. So kind of a whispery, not too in-your-face vocal delivery, plus this sort of really dark hip-hop, kind of gritty beat. Okay, so, what's working? I like the beat. I think everything there is working really, really well. And I love how you've layered your vocals at times with the female vocals. I think that was really effective. Mixing was pretty good. Some people were saying it's got a little bit of mud, hard for me to tell. I'm on headphones right now. It sounded a little muddy, but I think that's just kind of the sort of sound palette you're using. Let's see. What's not working or what could be working better? So I think the vocal delivery is a little weak at times. I'm not a vocalist, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. One thing I'm also noticing is that your vocals are kind of a little far back in the mix. Maybe they could use a little bit more compression, or just maybe it's the combination of that and the delivery that is a little weak for me. Hey, thank you, little dude. Appreciate that. I hope you had a good lunch. I'm feeling that maybe your vocals need a little bit more reverb, even just a really tight reverb to just give it a little bit of space, and maybe some reverb throws every once in a while because your vocals feel a little dry for the most part. Maybe doubling the vocals and kind of maybe having a layer pan left and right, having harmonies of your own in addition to the singer. It's just a little bit more width to the vocals, I think, could work. Something a little cringy at first or off-putting about the vocals when I first heard it. I got used to it kind of by the end of the track, but I wasn't quite sure. Maybe it was just, once again, the delivery was a little strange to me. I'm really not sure what to think. Once again, I'm not a vocalist, so I can't really advise. I think it's a really unique track, and I think it's at the intersection of a lot of interesting different styles. So see what you can do about the vocals. You can try playing with reverb or doubling or a harder delivery, more compression, and see where that gets you. See what people are saying. Kicking It Old School says, yeah, vocals were weak. PogJam says some people mistake lack of highs for too much lows when less high end is a production style. True. Unique track. Ambient nice. Lows kind of overloaded. Vocals sound like Woodkid. Clams Casino means 21 Pilots with almond milk. Main vocal could use more space. I agree. Bass drums could be punched better and cleaner. Make vocal delivery more like Michael Jackson, like short, stabby. Could be really cool. Okay. Yeah. Not some bad tips. Okay. Pixel Wax. Fuck it. I'm gonna do one more because you're my boy. Let's take a listen. Oh my god. Where'd you get all those farts, Pixel? Were those homemade? Very curious. Wow. Okay, so thank you so much. That was amazing. What is it? Lo-fi chart hop. Lo-fi hip hop to relax and fart to. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. What's working? Everything. What's not working? Maybe there's too many farts. Maybe not the same. I don't know. It's kind of, at first I think you were quite tasteful with the farts, but then you sort of had this fart overture at the end there. What I'm really looking forward to is if you could make rhythm with farts. I think that would be really great. I can't wait for your whole fart EP. Yeah, some fart stuff, that would be really good. Yeah, damn, that was really well done. Beautiful, funny, and a little stinky as well. So thank you for that, Pixel Wax. Really good stuff. Shit, literally. I think that's a great way to end our live stream today. So thank you all so much for being here. Really appreciate every one of you for commenting and giving your 2 cents, and also those of you who've been active in the Roast Before Post Zone. Really a lot of great talent here. thinking of starting a record label called We Suck at Producing. And I think what I'm going to be doing is pulling some talent from the community, because I think there's a lot of talent in this community that needs some light. And I think I would like to offer a platform for some of you guys to get heard. So be on the lookout. I'll be reaching out to a handful of the Discord All-Stars soon. Maybe, I don't know, see if I could, put out an EP with you guys or something. That'd be great. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Patrons, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Peace. All right. Later, guys.